I'm back for the 9-6. You know the business.
All thanks for logging in to IntellectualRadio.com to LOL Miss Nick. Goodness, I need you today. It's so dark and gloomy. Thank you for tuning in. It is going to be a heck of a day. This week's been kind of rough, and as I always do a shout out before the show, I wanted to give a shout out to Rose Carl's family for her loss. Taken too soon from us, so I send my condolences and prayers for people who come this. And we don't realize, like something about this weather. Everybody's affected by it in a negative way. And I think, we need to realize we have support. Reach out and do that. And there's no shame in that. Whether you just need to talk to somebody, have a cup of coffee, shot tequila, whatever it is. It's like all roads lead to, because everybody needs peace. Everybody needs to know that they're loved. Everybody needs to know that they're not alone. A way to make it through to the next day. So be kind. Give them that hug that they need, even if you don't want to do it. Trust me, these days, I just want to hug like this. But it's a hug, though, nonetheless. But be kind to your fellow man, woman, child, animal. It's important to you. And I know all the men at home are like, hey, she got a hottie in here this week, because I usually have a lot of hot men, so I decided I'd switch it up for the gentlemen, my gentlemen viewers. Fate, like I always do before I tell you who this fine, sexy woman is in the studio with me today. We're going to go to commercial right now, and I want to thank you all for checking out LOL with Miss Nikki. We have a bunch of shows on this station. Sisters Love, we have the Drive at 5. We have He Said, She Said, Katie Lowe with Rhythm and Flow, Make Waves with Darcy, Go Hard, Pop Radio. I mean, Jaw Jacking, just so many shows. Check them all out. We got something for everybody. So thank you again for tuning in to LOL Miss Nikki here at Intellectual.
Turn it up. Fatikwa Entertainment. Yeah. The company that knows how to party. Every event, from weddings to birthdays. We have the DJs and MCs to rock your crowd. We have the Sound and Light Show to make it and we have the talent and experience to always get it right. We are the party experts. You already know.
Hit him with it.
Fatikwa Entertainment.
Get your insurance policy reviewed. The ladies at American Family Insurance will review and explain policy coverages, limits, and what they mean, so you can be sure you are properly protected exactly as you like and need. The Anna Heron Bassick Agency has been awarded year after year for providing excellent customer service. Whether it's auto, motorcycles, or life and home, Anna's agency deals with them all. Call Anna or Justina today for your free insurance review. 794-9200. That's 773-794-9200. Like them on Facebook at facebook.com AH Agency. English, Spanish, and Croatian.
The weekend is near. Your event is around the corner. You need to look your best. Let Marquin Salon help you look good. They create everyday art with their clients' hair. Located at 2157 West Division Street, on the southeast corner of Levitt and Division by St. Mary's Hospital. Marquin Salon is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Sundays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and they are closed on Saturdays. Where first-time customers get 25% off of all services. Facebook.com/Marquin Salon, MarquinSalon. Follow Marquin Salon on Twitter, Instagram, and Google+. To make an appointment, call 773-782-8477. That's 773-782-8477. For questions and info, you can email Marquin Salon at MarquinSalon@gmail.com.
Are you looking for cosmetic or reconstructive plastic surgery? Dr. Clark Shirla is a board-certified Chicago plastic surgeon and and has worked with surgeons from Northwestern Memorial Hospital, Children's Memorial Hospital, and many others. Western specialist in plastic surgery today, and schedule an appointment to see Dr. Sheila about rediscovering your inner beauty and realizing the personal image you have always desired at 312-266-6240. That's right, 312-6240. Or you can check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/Chicago Plastics.
Your wedding day, a day that you've envisioned in your mind since you were a child. And now that it's becoming a reality, don't risk your once-in-a-lifetime event to a once-in-a-while amateur you found on Craigslist. The entertainment you choose for your special day can either make or break your celebration. You can never redo your wedding, but you can avoid a cost by hiring a true professional. We make every wedding unforgettable. Welcome, Antigua Entertainment.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to my sponsors. Check them all out if you need to have a party or an event. Look at Antigua Entertainment, who provide music, magic, and fun to every event. Be safe getting there. Check out Anna Heron Bassick at the American Family Insurance Agency. You know, she's got everything from life insurance to home renters. Those people buy motorcycles. Spring is here. Check out some quotes. She's actually my personal agent. Love her to death. Give her a call and see if she can help you out. Marquin Salon keeps you looking good to go to that event. So check out Montgomery Martha at Marquin Salon, who provides art every day. Dr. Sherla from NSPS. Check him out. He did my reconstruction. I know I can't show it here because, you know, we only educate so far on this show. But trust me, it's fabulous. He does everything from Botox, hydrofacials, which I highly recommend, and he does plastic surgery. If you know somebody who's going through cancer and would like to have some reconstruction, he is definitely your guy out of Northwestern. And like I said, they have a fantastic med spa. Take care of you. You make yourself the priority. Check out their menu. Their prices are reasonable, and I'm sure he would love to fit you in soon. You know, Mother's Day's around the corner. That would be a nice gift. I'm just hinting. So anyway, I've made you all wait long enough. Rena Calm is here in studio, and I gotta tell you, I have a personal space in my heart for Miss Rena. We have worked together many a day, and she made me feel one night like HBO was gonna be outside TMZ and whatnot. She had my head like this, walking out of Zany's in Old Town one day. It was so funny because you were like, I hate following you, and I was like, why? I'm like, I feel like you're just so out there and you're so well known, and you every second I look, you're in this state here, you're this city, you're doing this and that. I'm like, little old me. And then I was like, yay, I'm important. Okay.
That's like the meanest way to give a compliment to somebody in comedy. Like, oh, I hate going up after you.
But it sounds like a backhanded compliment, and it kind of is. But you know, in comedy, you
it's the ultimate compliment. It's
yeah,
like, I get them up there.
That's why, like, I opened the door to go to my car. I was like Rena had me.
Next time I boost you up that high, I'll make sure I sneak out so I can catch you outside with a flash.
Put the
and
flash
you won't even
on
know
your
it's
phone,
me.
so I'll be like,
Miss Nikki.
So what's going on, girl? You are super busy, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's been really, things just keep getting busier and busier, but can't complain about that. That's a good thing. I just did my first TV appearance.
Did you?
Yeah.
Tell me all about it.
WCIU's One Night Stand Up.
All right.
That just aired a couple weeks ago, so that was neat. That was filmed at Zany's too. So
nice.
again,
Rosemont
no paparazzi.
Well,
that was in Rosemont.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. How long have you been doing comedy?
6 years now, a little over 6. Yeah.
I'm right behind you. I'm going to be 7 this year.
Okay, cool.
So.
Well, we're probably right about the same then. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm hosting my open mic tonight, which is the room I started in, so still doing it.
Which room is that? Let's plug it.
3 Dead Moose. It's every Sunday at Will's Northwoods Inn, 3030 North Racine, and we do sign up at 7, and the mic starts about 8, but we are canceled if there's ever a Packers game, which we are good for next few months.
Bar.
But yeah.
Okay, I've heard about that place.
Yeah.
The Packers fan bar.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy. So Packers night games we don't, but every other Sunday.
And by 9, everybody's hammered, even though it's Sunday.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing. The worst ones are honestly I'd rather cancel, but like I can't when we have. I mean, I don't want to either, really. But the afternoon games, because if it goes well, the crowd's rowdy and celebrating. And if it goes bad for them, ooh, that's a sad room. I mean, an open mic is already a sad room sometimes, but the whole bar gets a little
What
rough.
made you want to get into comedy?
I think it's a social disorder.
That's the first one I've heard yet. I love it. If you have a funny bone, you have a social disorder. See your doctor or an open mic.
Yeah, no, I think especially with me with the puns, I've read that that's like disease.
Your puns are incredible, by the way. I think it's hilarious. Like
some people don't like them, and
I
that's
love
fine.
them. I search for them actually, and the reason why I do is because I'm like, darn it, how did she come up with it? Like it's
they wake me up at night. I can't help that. There's sometimes I just, you want one pun? I don't know. That's so much pressure. I'll look on my Twitter here. I'll come up with a good one for you. I'll just say a bad one. You know what I mean? Like
I just laugh because all the time there'll be something going on, and she just like it's so, and I'm like I could have never came up with that ever, and it's so simple the way it's written and hilarious, and I'm like my brain just doesn't work like that. Also, how in the hell I need to know? Are you on social media like constantly?
Oh, I try not to be.
You're always adding something, posting something, and I'm like, where does she find the time?
Oh my gosh, I try to like post like one funny thing a day. Week on Facebook, but normally I just like to go in there and post jokes.
Because I notice a lot of comedians like spend a lot of time on social media. I'm like, where do you guys find the time?
I'll look up. I mean, I think I'm on. I mean, I probably have a couple tweets a day or something.
There. Like I'm just reading people.
Yeah.
But I'm not really there.
I've been that way too. A lot of times, if I'm really on there, a lot of times I'll just go. Oh, my most popular pun, that everybody liked recently, was that Phil Collins is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Yes, I love that one. That you did.
He made the most disgusted face.
Did you?
Gotta love it or hate it.
The 10 band thing that people were.
Oh yeah, 10 hands and a fly or something.
Yes, I love it.
So silly.
I thought it was so cute.
It's all in good fun. My brand is like sexy dad jokes, I think. So.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I'm the oldest of 4.
Oh, wow. Has anybody else followed your footsteps?
No, they probably all think I'm crazy. My brothers are both like scientists, and one is the other. And then my sister, she's a stay-at-home mom. And yeah, I mean, they all like comedy, you know. But
and you're the rebel.
Yeah, it's also kind of like my sister's married and has kids. One of my brothers is married. The other one works at a factory, and it's like I can just kind of making my parents proud. And no, my parents
keep
are
giving
supportive.
them grandkids.
Yeah, no, they've been really good. They've been nice lately. Now that I'm pretty serious about it, and it's definitely not just a hobby, and it's like my job now. I think they're all a lot more excited for it.
Are you from Chicago originally? No.
I'm from Massachusetts,
okay.
But my family's kind of all over, and I've been in Chicago for about 12 years now, 13 almost. So,
outside of Illinois, outside of Chicago, where do you have fun doing comedy on the road? Because you've been on the road quite a bit.
You know what? The truth of it is that the best part about organizing these trips and getting out and doing comedy in different places and meeting new people is that like it makes me like Chicago the best every time. I'm always excited to come back to Chicago. The scene here is my favorite. I mean, New York I love also, and LA, I mean, I have a lot of friends in both of those places. Denver has an awesome scene. Atlanta's awesome. New Orleans is like, there's great places out there, but I just still think we have the best comedy scene too. But
I'm a little prejudiced because I like our talent.
Yeah.
I think there's so much talent that people don't know about here.
Well, people go up on stage in Chicago without it in their minds that like somebody in the audience is gonna make or break them tonight, you know? Like I think it was Drew Michael or something that said one time like the only difference between Chicago and like New York or LA, which are like known as being the bigger scenes, is that nobody in Chicago thinks they're 6 minutes away from getting discovered, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I think people, it sounds bad to say it this way, but I feel like you're more free to fail here. You can bomb in Chicago better and like big shows, but like at mics, people have that freedom more so that you do enough open mics that you become, you know, indestructible on stage. And then we ship off to New York and LA and all that stuff.
It's like, because if you do it in Chicago, I've seen people say that if they feel when they can't get on a stage, like they haven't made it, they feel like Chicago is one of these places that, like, if you don't get on the stage and you just don't have the ability to say I've performed here.
Yeah, I mean, it's always weird to me when I'll hear about like people. This isn't comedy related, but I started watching The Real World last night, the last season of that, and one guy's on there from Kankakee, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm from Chicago," and it's like, "No, you're not. That's not."
No, I agree with you. Like, if you're not from the city, 606 with something behind it. No.
Yeah, or I've gotten messages from people out of town asking about certain comics. So this Chicago comic messaged me. I'm like, that guy lives in Indiana. Like, stop telling people you're a Chicago comic.
I always laugh that get a lot of love the minute you say you're from Chicago.
Yeah.
It's all automatically you're funny because you said you're first. You haven't said a joke yet, but you are like, oh, it's Bernie Mac. You know, it's like you're from Chicago.
Yeah, I feel bad. Like, I actually had like one of my friends from Chicago. We ended up being in Denver together for a week, and he lives out in LA now, Joe Quazala. He's super funny, but Denver and LA are so close together that there's this stigma when people say they're from LA there, that people are kind of like rolling their eyes like, oh, you just came here for stage time because you can't get it as well there. And that's, again, like what I was saying about the open mics and people having the freedom to do whatever they want here and try new things. Because in LA and in New York, when you get more LA than New York, you get that spot at the open mic, you're like, who, you know, I don't know. I feel
you
like
almost kill somebody to get that spot.
Yeah, to perform.
I heard it's really easy to get bumped. Like, you go, and
totally.
it's hard enough to get in.
I mean, the good mics, yeah, for sure. And then, yeah, here, I mean, there's so
random
many mics all over. Yeah, you can get stage time any night of the week here, and
well, there's so many multiple. I mean, if you plan it right, you can hit like 3 or 4 in a night.
Right. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. There's a good chance you're going to wait or maybe even get bumped. Lately, if you go to Cole's, like, that's one of like the
I have
mics
never been there, and I avoid it like the plague.
That's
I've heard
fair.
so many stories. And I'm not trying to be, you know, whoever's running that, it's nothing against you. I've just heard too much.
Yeah, well, different people have run it. Rebecca O'Neill and Sarah Sherman are running it now, Sarah Squirm. And it's still like, it's a great room once you get in it. Has like, before you get into the actual room, there's just layer upon layer of like comedy people hanging out and chatting, and that's a huge part of it. It's not just the open mic. Yeah. Something to work on, or you know what I mean? But it's
everybody has a comfort room.
But so does Hannibal. So it's like if Hannibal shows up, get to go up, or there's only 3 minutes, or that's the only mic that at this point I feel like I really have to like wait at sometimes. And I don't mind. I mean, they're putting up 60 people a night. Like, everybody's got to wait for that, especially them. Like, I hosted an open mic for 6 years. There's nothing but respect for
I get. I've run a couple of rooms myself, and I totally get it.
Yeah.
My question is about hoo-ha comedy. Was that one of your first projects that you worked on?
Yeah, that was for a while, which is crazy. Like, now I'm only doing comedy and I'm not really producing anything except for my open mic, which is easy. But there was a while when I was working full time that I was running hoo-ha comedy weekly and also on the cast at 100 Proof Comedy and doing the open mic. So it was like I was running 3 shows a week and working full time, losing my mind 100%. I haven't been with hoo-ha for just a year now, a little over a year or 2 years. I think it's 2 years. I can't remember. I think, it's been a year. Wow. I don't know. Get back to me on that. But what was I doing this time?
But I remember like hoo-ha was Kristen Toomey.
Yeah, it started off Meredith Catchell and Kristen Toomey and another lady, Erin Lane, had kind of all started it together. Then they brought in myself and Colleen Farrell. And then our groups changed so many times, like over the course of it all. Can't lie, there's been drama, but like, you know, it's brought a lot of us a lot closer together. And there's still, me and Toomey were acquainted when we started that project, but I knew I liked her a lot from seeing her on stage, and now she's like my best friend in the world, and I definitely owe that to hoo-ha. Meredith Catchell's like my sister, you know, so Colleen, like, Colleen I knew from before the project, so like she's always been like very near and dear to me. But and now it's a whole different group of ladies, none of whom we started with. It's Carly Ballerini and Lainey Leonards and Megan Stalter and Audrey Jonas are the ones running it now, and they're doing it monthly at Shuba's, I think. But it's all this, you know, drama we were talking about stemmed from me feeling defensive because somebody was like coming after the show online, and I was like, back off, because
No, but
you know,
you know what? You have every right to, because
Yeah.
not for nothing you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it.
yeah, we built
And
something.
Not only that, but you're giving other people an opportunity.
Yeah,
And if for whatever reason that opportunity failed for that person, or just of the situation, you know, you're never going to make everybody happy.
But yeah,
But to tear it down, you know
well,
what I mean?
at the end of the day, regardless of whose show or who's upset or who feels slighted or who's
Mhm.
at the top of wherever scene, is like most people want more out of something than they're willing to put into it.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's wonderful, but I'm working right now. I'm working all day. I don't, you know, I work really hard to live up to all my stuff. It's not like,
You just wake up.
like, even when things are going really well, like I've had like dark times when things look, I mean, I post about that every now and then too,
Mhm.
like struggling with stuff like that. Like a lot of comedians struggle with like mental health issues. And I mean, a lot of times people don't understand is it looks like I'm not going to post when I'm having a bad day. I'm going to post these are my shows tonight, because
Sure.
you'd have to maintain that, you
Mhm.
know, promoting your stuff.
Well, this is now your full-time bread and butter, so
right.
you have
so
to.
It's work. And if people don't understand, if people are looking up to you in the scene, or like looking at you saying, oh man, you're killing it, you're doing all this stuff, like people I don't think understand that maybe like that's not every part of my life, and there's other things going on in my head that, you know what I
Because
mean?
Rena
Like,
Calm on stage and Rena Calm off stage are two different people, and people
Yeah.
don't realize that.
right.
And people that, I don't know why, to me it's like a stigma. You go on stage, let's say you have a great night, and which is you hope every night, and
Yeah.
you know, people approach you and they're so fascinated by what they just saw in those 6 or
Mhm.
10 minutes. They think this is who you are around the clock.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden now you're kind of under a bit of a microscope if they add you as a fan or whatever.
Right.
Because when they see you, the Rena Calm that you were born to be, you know,
Yeah.
your day-to-day person having a bad day, like,
Well,
she has
yeah,
emotions.
it's also
What?
kind
She's
of
not
like
funny
you
right
can't
now?
win either, because like if you're hanging out with other comics, if you're that person who never turns it off and is always trying to ham it up and be funny all the time and do my dumb puns, like if you're always trying to be funny off stage, people get really annoyed by that.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you just do a comedy show and then you meet people after the show, they like expect you to still be funny and like fun. They don't want to come off like
They think
see
it's a
you come
show
off-
with you 24/7.
Yeah, they don't want to like shake your hand and be like, "How's it going?" You're like, "Oh, I need a drink." And
Yeah,
you
like-
know, like
Oh my God, did I pay the meter? Like, you know.
Yeah. Or I feel bad sometimes. Like last night, some of my like closest friends came out, and like I had me for comps, and nobody ever does. But then other nights, it's like one of my best friends is like, "I'm bringing my family," and another couple of friends are like, "I haven't seen you in a year. We're coming tonight," and all I want to do is hang out with them, but I have to like go to another show, and
Well, the other thing is too, and then you're
feel bad.
Well, I can't tell you. I'm sure this happens. You get off stage, and all these people want to take pictures, meet you, talk to you, and all your friends are like,
Yeah.
you know, and you're just like, I can't. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I can't ditch this person right now. Like, they paid a ticket. I gave you a free one. Like, lay off. Like,
I mean, a lot of people this way, and it's probably unhealthy for me too, but I really feel like stand-up comedy sometimes is like the highest form of the service industry. Like,
but you put it,
yeah.
because I get that. I totally get that.
Are we having fun? Are we drinking? Are you guys okay? Do you need a
Do you
refill?
Need a waitress? Need a waitress? Tipper.
How's your date? Yeah. Yeah.
I totally agree with you on that one. Where do you see yourself going with your comedy? Because you, like, I feel like you're blowing up. I feel like you are just like on the edge of.
Thank
You're a
you.
rising star. I really love your work.
That's
I
sweet
love
of you to
being on
say.
stage with you.
Yeah.
I
hope we
feel
do
like
it
I have
again
like
soon.
this. I don't know. I feel like I have this connection with you. I really
Aw.
do, because I get you on stage.
Mhm.
I get your material, like in the sense of the reality of what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can see certain people, and it's like, it's so made up. It's so. I think
Yeah.
some people say stuff because
Well,
they
you
think
are
that's
just like
what
that too. Like you're very much speaking from your personal experience and truth, and like, yeah, reality is pretty crazy and funny. And if you can put a positive spin, especially if you can put a positive spin on something that's terrible, you know, then you're winning. Like that was one of my dumb puns. He won't like it, but But if you can turn something terrible into something funny, you're a tragician, right?
I love it. I love it. See, this is why I love this woman.
It's weird.
But no, like seriously, you see other people who this is their passion, this is what they want to do, and they get on stage and they say something that's so generic. Something that I've heard it 1,000 different times, just a million different ways.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It doesn't feel heartfelt. It doesn't feel passionate.
Yeah.
And when I see you up there, like, I know this is what, you know what I mean? You can see that in certain, no, but like you can see that passion in certain artists when they get on stage that this is it for them. This is what they're meant to do. You know, and I see that in you.
That means a lot. Thank you. And I've heard a lot of people I look up to, and this, I think it's kind of, for me, I don't really have a plan, to be honest. And it's kind of just always one thing after the next, and always leads to something, and new doors open up, and you just kind of have to like.
Well, let me rephrase that. Would you waiting for a show?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no, I mean, like that stuff's all pretty vague, but yeah, I would love to be in a writer's room. But I mean, the people that I've looked up to in comedy, like now that I'm more into it, is when I started, I've always loved it enough to want to take it seriously. But I've also always been very practical minded. And it took me a long time to even say I'm a comedian. And now that I'm doing that professionally, I say it with even more like confidence, because like I worked really hard to earn that title.
Well, not only that, but being a woman, first of all, is the first negative, number one. Number two, one thing and this is another reason why I like you on stage, I've seen so many girls either dressed like little girls on stage. I don't know what it is. It's like they're just like 3-year-olds, like, you know, the cute little sweater and the little dress and whatnot. You come out there and it's like, look, this is Rena. Like, I mean, and I'm not saying that Rena has fantastic outfits, fantastic taste, but her boobs are not in your face. You know what I'm saying? You don't have
been.
But you know, it's not like you've had like that Britney crotch moment on stage or nothing like that. No, but I'm saying you are definitely a classy woman.
Well, two things is that like improv is what I used to do, and I love being able to do stand-up now, because doing improv, I had to think so much about what I was going to wear, because, you know, you're all over the place and you have to wear something that nothing will pop out of and lift up. And so now I feel like, oh, cool, I can kind of like, you know, I can dress a little bit more like risky, I guess.
No, but you're classy about it. You're classy about it.
I just try to wear something that.
Because I see these girls that come out here like, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, no, the strip show is like in 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to work out my daddy issues with my body, I'd be working a different stage. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And by the way, since you bared your bottom, I went Facebook Live with my boob. I had to one-up you. Which I thought was hilarious. I'm like, I'm waiting for you and Mike Stanley to get married. I'm just like,
oh man, you know, we're featuring together. I'm featuring for him in June.
And I love you, Mike Stanley. You know this.
What's cracking?
You know.
The only reason he's wonderful. He's one of my favorite people in the world. Honestly, the only reason that butt thing started with him is because I knew he was just like having a crappy year. And I was like, he had like stayed at my house and he left his hat at my house. And I was like, you know what? He really deserves a picture of my butt right now. And that's, I don't know, I guess.
Bring that hat. I love his hat. I love his hat. But yeah, I just laugh. I'm like, you know, Rena and him should make a pact. Like in 5 years, if you're both single, that's it. We're having a comedy wedding.
Yeah, nothing says comedy wedding more than giving up.
But I think you guys would be like the dream team, the power couple.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Oh man, I'm sure I have fans online from when that whole thing went down that I forget that happened, and now sometimes I'm just like, oh, how do I know you from? And if somebody's being weird, and like, oh well, only because you saw my butt and added me. Like, okay, great.
Do an anniversary calendar of you and Mike with the.
No, I was thinking, we were asking about that before, like, I didn't take it as seriously as I do now, but a lot of the people that I look up to have said that, like, you just kind of have to leave yourself with no other option. And now, yeah, I mean, this is my thing. So.
What inspires you to write?
I don't.
So there's no
trick question. I can't. No, I once heard that like quote from Mitch Hedberg, like if something's funny, write it down. And if I can't find a pen, then I just have to convince myself it wasn't funny. But But I'll put stuff in my Twitter draft sometimes or whatever if I think of something, or like I have a notebook always that like if I think of something, I always try to write it down. But I think I'm really grateful for the improv training I had, because some of my absolute favorite punchlines, my closers, openers, have come from being in the moment and just like on the spot thinking of something that turns a premise into like a really good joke. So,
and I've heard like improv and the stand-up are definitely like apples and oranges. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, I mean, but I don't know.
Do you feel that it helped your stage work?
Yeah, I have so much respect for improv, and I love improv. I love doing it. When I was working full time, it was kind of like I needed to pick a major, and I couldn't do both as much as I wanted. So I kind of went with stand up. And also, there's something so addictive about just getting those laughs by yourself with your own ideas and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so not having to schedule like meetings and like
it puts you over the top.
Yeah, so like the scheduling and like the group organization of improv, but I love collaborating. There's actually a group of stand-up comics that are talking about starting an improv troupe. Joe Fernandez, Joe, wherever you are, I remembered your post. I can see that falling apart pretty quickly, but being fun for a minute.
Like I never did the improv thing ever, but I give credit to people who do it. You know, for me, like I said, it was my illness that made me get into comedy. I never told a joke beforehand. Had no idea how the scene was. So when I see somebody like you who's done, you know, different aspects of it, and the networking that you have is amazing. I mean, you have a million people that you know, like. You can throw names off the top of your head, and I'm like, well, the guy is kind of short, and he looks like, did you work with him? Like, he does
probably.
This stuff. That's me. That's how I describe people. Like, I can't keep up anymore.
Oh, I'm horrible at names, and so many people have like the same name. Like, I thought you were 6 other people. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Bob.
Yeah, basically, right? I mean, oh my God.
Yeah, it's tough. And I can't tell you how many times I fake being good at networking by getting to a show and literally walking up to the venue, just like scrambling on Facebook to find a picture of this person I've been talking to. Like, so yeah, hey, nice to see you. I did that one time. I did a show, or I was supposed to do a show in Springfield, Illinois, got canceled, and I'm sure that's for the best, but I met the dude and I did that thing and I was like, there he is. And I said, hey, and he was like, it's not me. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I was like looking through the pictures, looking around, and after a few minutes he comes up, he's like, it is me. I just wanted it to be weird.
As you're like going crazy, like, is my vision
It is weird.
So to anybody who said, Rena, I want to do comedy.
Do it.
Best advice ever.
No, well, you know, your compliment was really nice, but for improv or stand-up, I think the most important thing, and my favorite people to watch are a lot of times people that have lived lives that have things to say that are not the same things. Like, I love seeing younger people trying to get started in stand-up. And I even remember hearing a debate between 2 of my favorite comics I've ever met in Chicago, Kenny DeForest, who's in New York now. He's one of the Knitting Factory guys, and Dan Ronan, who passed away a few years ago. This is when I was really new, and one of them they were trying to talk about the importance of writing and writing every day, and one of them was talking about how, Dan was saying you have to write every day, and Kenny's like, no, you got to live life so you have stuff to write about. You got to get out and make experiences. I love that I come off as authentic and real, as I'm not that abstract. You know, some people are very abstract and they're very silly and funny. Whatever it is, that if you have the slightest instinct to do stand-up, or if it's your bucket list or whatever, just don't make it a loser's thing, like a fantasy football league. If you lose fantasy football, your friend has to do stand-up comedy, because that's the worst. It happens at my open mic all the time, and no, you can't come up here and make fun of what we all take seriously. If you want to do stand-up, that was a little angry rant, sorry.
No, but I feel this. I feel the same way you do. I was at Laugh Factory one night, you know how it is, waiting in line for the open mic, and there was a guy, 2 guys were talking. The guy was like, I'm from New York. I'm leaving like late tonight. I wanted to see if I could get on stage. How do I get for this open mic? I heard it was today. And this guy's like, oh, I just do this for fun. And I'm like, you are a Laugh Factory.
I know. There's so many dumb mics you can do for fun. Like,
I wanted to snatch him and beat him in the alley so badly when he said that. I was like, Jesus, forgive me right now. But I literally was like, Just
Ouch.
say what, like, I'm taking
Well, you're
my
always
earrings
gonna,
out and yeah.
improv somebody gave me a really cool perspective about when you have to work with somebody you don't like working with on an improv scene or a bad improviser, and that is that no matter how bad they suck, you're gonna look great next to them. Like if that guy doesn't take it seriously and he's gonna go up on stage at Laugh Factory and go bomb for a few minutes, well, your few minutes are gonna look a million times
Well, I
stronger
think he
next to
actually gave
his.
up his spot and he redeemed himself in my book. But
Good.
yeah, you know,
But yeah.
God intervened some way.
Stand up
yeah.
is so accessible. You don't need to pay for classes. Go to open mics and watch one. And I guarantee if you sit through a whole open mic and you want to do comedy, there's no way after a whole entire open mic that you won't be like, I could do that. Like it's 4 minutes, and 4 minutes when you are
Sometimes
new
it's
is
4 minutes,
long.
sometimes it's even
Yeah, sometimes it's less or more,
Mhm.
but
badly. It feels like
it
4
feels
hours.
like forever. But I mean, that's how you know you like it, is that you do it. And if you like it, you know, you kind of get hooked and you just start doing it more and something else.
Speaking of the bomb,
Yes.
how would you, again, giving pearls of wisdom about the bomb?
I wish when I started that there was more, like the scene now is really expanded even more since when I started around the same time. And I've seen people like Stephen King is one of my favorite people that started here, and he just left for LA, and I expect him to do huge things. Like every now and then you do comedy with somebody here and you're like, oh yeah, they're going to be something great, you know, right away you can tell about them. And there's a few people now that do stuff that I just like, I look up to so much because it's so experimental and unique, and probably also like an improv sketch background, some of it too. And I just love that. Yeah, like this is such a great place to like try stuff. And yeah, there's nothing better than watching something weird somebody thought of bomb really hard, because I've done it. I think I got scared of trying like alternatives comedy and doing more different stuff when I started, because I still remember one of the nights that I tried something weird and it bombed so hard. It was at my own mic too.
Did you embrace the bomb? Did you?
Yeah, kind of. You have to. I mean, like we all have to bomb a few times, you know. Like
I always laugh because some people are like embrace it, and I was like, you just kind of have.
You have to get through it. I mean, you're never like, this is great. But now I've gotten to that level where like last night I did a show and there was 6 people in the audience, and there's no way it like could have gone well, but you go up there and bomb like you mean it then, and like we're all going down together. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, it's the Titanic, people.
Also, I've literally, like, my closer I've been using for a while now, I got from literally telling one of my friends was getting frustrated with his material, with his act, with comedy in general. And I said, let's just go to this mic. They give you 10 minutes. Let's go bomb for 10 minutes. Like, let's go do something we're not sure about and just like try something new, try it out. And if it bombs, awesome. We can do that here. I don't know any of these people. I never want to see them again. And somebody was being awful. It's an awful room. And from just yelling at them, I ended up coming up with the thing I'm using every day on stage, or every day. Yeah, every day on stage, pretty much. So that's
Have you ever
cool.
bombed on a major show?
No.
Amen. Amen. Like,
I've had sets. I'm very critical of myself, and like I've had sets where like even the first time I did the Knitting Factory, I thought it did not go well. I followed somebody that I would not want to follow again, you know, and they were very confident. I followed Big J Okerson. That guy, he doesn't even need to stand up. He just parks it on a stool and he riffs and he's just killing it.
Wow.
And then I went up like trying very hard with my puns and trying very hard to say them right. And it just, you know.
It felt too like.
Then I was in my head about it. Then I listened to it outside immediately afterwards. That's how bad I thought I did. And people were laughing, and it's just all in my head. Like, I didn't even bomb, but like, and I've done the show again since then. It's like, I'm super critical.
I can't hear the people laughing when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
So I always like try to tape it, because I'm always like on stage. I always feel like ain't nobody laughing right now.
Well, people are laughing at you. There are some people that it amazes me, and that's interesting to know that that's a real thing. You can't hear people laughing up there, because
I'm so into my.
I wonder about some people where I'm like, do you not hear that nobody's laughed at you?
Those moments where I'm sitting back like, I hear dust.
I mean, but do you ever have that though, where like, can you hear if it's totally quiet in the room, or do you notice the difference? I mean, I think what you're probably saying is that people are laughing and it's just kind of like a background noise to your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so in, like, I joke about getting my game face. Like, you see me, I come in with headphones or whatnot. Because, like, if I don't have that music in that, like, because some places don't have music to bring
What's your, like, pump up music?
Old school ghetto house music, people like that, you know, drop it, bounce it, all that crazy.
Well, I mean,
like,
I listen to a lot of Nicki Minaj on the road now, right before a show.
And sometimes, like, there's certain tracks, like, the harder, like, the energy of the music, like, depending where I'm going, it could be, like, Chief Keef, like, I know people like Chief Keef, like, you know, like.
Especially those long road trips. Oh, yeah. You better believe that last half hour, I'm, like, psyching myself up, bopping around in the car.
Because I hate going to a place where it's dead quiet, and they're like, coming to the stage, and you got no energy.
Yeah.
The audience is like.
Nothing's worse than getting myself all jazzed up in the car, and they're like, cool. The host is like, here she is, and you're like, all right.
You're about to like hate the feeling. Like, give me coffee. Yeah. But yeah, no, I do listen to that, but it's intent on how I want this. I see it in my head before I perform it, and I'm trying to reenact that. Like, and I'm just okay. I want to segue into this. I want to do this. Okay, pay attention to the light. Da 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 da. And I'm like, man, did they laugh? Did they clap? You get, I don't know.
It's
like,
really crazy, like how much stuff is going on in a comedian's head while they're saying whatever it is they're saying.
And I have a thing because I've been married 3 times. I can tune anything out. So I think that might be part of it.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I just
learned. Yeah.
That and a teenager. You know.
Yeah. Good for you.
Tune anything out. So yeah. I had a guy who used to play drums above me, and he used to be like, "Man, Nick, do you ever?" Nope.
That's amazing.
Shut it off.
What a gift.
To teach people how to do it. But crazy enough, though, I mean, when you look at what you're doing now, and you are successful, I don't care what you say.
No, I feel successful, and I'm learning how to take compliments is a big part of my personal success, not in comedy, but
it's hard to be
as a person.
Take compliments, period.
Yeah.
I'm not good with it either. I'm always awkward.
No, I feel very successful, and success is how you define it. And I constantly will do things of being like, I posted a joke about it a while ago, like if 18-year-old me knew what I was doing now, I bet 18-year-old me would still be like, I can't believe you still don't have a boyfriend. But
have you met your idols, though? That's where I was going with this
yeah, I've gotten to meet some people I really look up to, and I feel so lucky to like be in a scene and have started in a scene just built in with people that I can look up to and learn with and work with, and then you start doing lineups with those people.
It's crazy when you end up with their phone numbers in your phone. You're like, their number, I can call them. Like,
like you know what my favorite story is? And I don't want to say like, oh, I got to meet him because he's been here the whole time. Well, except for a minute when he was in LA. But Marty DeRosa, I remember when I started stand up. And like the first time I went to Comedians You Should Know, and like I never really got into stand up even as a hobby before I started it, that's a weird thing about me. I never like listened to it. Like I just was never
like
my
you didn't
thing.
Grow up
my siblings were into it and I really wasn't.
That's ironic.
Yeah, now it is very strange. People don't like hearing that. Now I'm very much into it. But CYSK, Comedians You Should Know, I remember the first time going to that. I remember being like blown away as I'd mostly just been to some less good productions. And I remember Marty DeRosa came up to me after the show, was like, what did you think? And I was like, I see how much harder I need to work at this, because those people, what they just did was, I'm not there at all. And so 2 months I've opened for Marty DeRosa at a couple different clubs, and that feels amazing. You know, I mean, just even doing CYSK felt like a big deal, but now I'm like on the road with this guy that I've looked up to since I started.
I love that whole
one of my favorite
CYSK.
people, best friends. Like, yeah.
Before we tell everybody where you're going to be at, my one last question.
Yeah.
Because I always ask my male
counterparts. The worst.
How is it to tell a man I'm a comedian? Because I'm broke, I need you to support me, or like
my Tinder bio was for a while. You would hate it. Dating me, you would hate dating me. My jokes are good because I'm busy every night, and
we'd have no life.
Yeah.
Tell everybody where they can see you at, because I know tonight you can see your 3 Dead Moose.
You can see me at 3 Dead Moose open mic every Sunday All of my dates, I try to keep them up to date at renacalm.com. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at renacalm if you like puns. And every Tuesday at 9:30, I host the Top 10 Tuesdays showcase at the Laugh Factory. We got to get you on that for one of those.
Thank you,
You've done the
baby.
mic enough. I don't have any say, but I will say something.
Don't be calm about it, Rena. Don't be calm about
I'll get
it.
loud. That's the best place to catch me right now.
All right. So I'm gonna have whatever Rena has about where she's gonna be at, whether it's the strip club or whatever stage she's gonna be on. We just gonna put it out there.
Big L's in Peoria.
I love having her here. And I forgot to tell you guys the music you were listening to in the opening sequence was Freaks by DJ Dion, who is a native of Chicago. That's my homie. Shout out to him. That's my favorite song. I listen to that when I get pumped up to do my shows. It's true. And like I always tell you, cry till you laugh, but either way, keep laughing. And stay tuned. Jaw Jackson's coming up. So we'll see you next time.
Olivo Med Spa. Our Olivo Medical and Wellness Center's main focus is to educate, supervise, and assist in maintaining healthy lifestyles. We bring a wellness clinic that is updated with all the new advanced technology, and we are introducing an exciting side to wellness. We offer the following. For medical treatments, pediatric and adolescents, women health, adult medicine and geriatrics, podiatrists, weight management, immigration exams, laboratory, and medication dispenses available in-house. In our spa, we offer Botox, fillers, facials, dermabrasions, chemical peeling, laser hair removal, skin tightening, massages, and skincare products. We are located at 2901 North Clybourne Avenue, 2901 North Clybourne Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. You can give us a call and set up an appointment, 773-983-9135. That number again, 773-983-9135. Check out our website, olivomedspa.com, OLIVOMEDSPA.com. Or you can check us out also at olivomedicalwellnesscenter.com.